Hello everybody, back here again for vlog a day, and today is Saturday the 23rd, and today was a gorgeous day weather-wise. Had some rain in the morning, kind of off and on rain throughout the day, a little bit here and there, but overall it was just gorgeous weather. Beautiful winter we were having down here. So got this morning, got a few things taken care of, hopped in the tub like I do, soaked in the hot tub in the morning, got a few other things done, nothing major, just kind of hanging around. We had an appointment to look at a house and we'd seen it before. We saw it last week and made an offer on it. And our offer was rejected, and we thought before we make a substantially higher offer, we thought we better go look at it one more time and kind of see whether or not it actually would work truly. Because you look at a house once and you're kind of that big general picture of it. You go back the second time and you kind of overlook it a little bit tighter and kind of trying to figure it out in the process. So I did that, went back over. It's actually just down the road from us. We actually walked there. Karen tried to leave. She's like, it's like 20 minutes before we're supposed to meet. She's ready to go. I'm like, it's like a 3-minute walk. Like, what are we talking about? She thought it was like way longer away, or she thought she walked a lot slower. I don't know which. So we basically headed down our stuff, walked. I think it was drizzling. It was trying to rain as we were getting there, and I was laughing. I said, "Oh, you're gonna get soaking wet." And it was just chilly enough that it was gonna suck being wet and cold. And I thought, worst case scenario, I'll have the real estate agent run her home, and on the way back. But by the time we got finished looking at the house, the drizzle had stopped, so it wasn't a big deal there. But went ahead and basically looked the house over. We got there before the agent, hung around, which made me laugh. She's like wanting to leave like 20 minutes early. I'm like, our agent's never early for this. Like, she's on time often, but never early. And sometimes late, but never early. So why would we be there 20 minutes early? And she's like, well, I thought it was a longer walk. So walked into the place. I checked out the outside of the property and stuff, and the fencing and stuff, and this and that. And the fencing needs upgraded. There's some issues here and there. There's a lot of little things, and the house looks way cleaner than what I think it's lived its life as. Because when you start looking at some of the finer details, the house was flipped recently before they put it up for the market. It's got new ceiling fans. It's got some new, flooring in it. It's got some new wall, new drywall, stucco, whatever. I guess textured. Not stucco, it's texturing, paint, the whole 9 yards. But start looking close. Inside the cabinets are filthy. Inside the window frames are filthy, and even the light switches. They put new covers on it, but didn't replace the light switches. They're just that filthy grime on top. That the house needs a professional cleaner to come in with a steamer or some shit and really just clean all those edges that they missed, and they done so close to getting right. But at first, we think last time we were there, we were thinking, oh, this house has been cared for its whole life and so pristinely loved, one owner home, and it's not been that way. It's just inside the windows alone are gross. Like, they got the screens popped out, and power washed the outside to help clean them up a little bit. They're gross. Like, they're just filthy gross. So that kind of stuff you don't miss. Only way it's possible that the house was cared for and that wasn't is they never opened their windows. They just never looked out their windows and looked down. That's the only way it could possibly be explained. But there's just the light switches were gross. Inside the cabinets were gross. The refrigerator's gross. The stove is gross. Which the stove and fridge we'd swap out and replace out. Same as the microwave, dishwasher. It's white and it's a wooden cabinet, and you got white appliances. It looks like shit. So that would go away. Dark countertops, we'd throw in the stainless steel. The countertops have been replaced. The cabinets have not been. So I don't know what shape the countertops were in either. So they had a good flip. It was a very well done flip, but not a perfect flip in the process of making this house better. So walked around. They had a hot tub in the back. There's a 220 breaker out there, which would make it easier if a guy wanted to throw in a generator port, so a guy could throw in a generator port for outside. The outside doors, there's just little things we found that doesn't make the house. It didn't show as good the second time as it did the first times. In our head, we kind of played it up as being this much more perfect house than what it was. And goddamn, I just don't know it's worth 300 grand almost. Like, by the time you get closing costs and stuff into this thing, we're 300 grand into this house, and I don't know if I want to spend 300 grand on a house. Plus, you figure all the interest and anything else in that. I mean, the payments on it's going to be tax are $4,700 a year for this place. I don't know if it's worth it. It's scary. The payment's going to be like $1,700 for the damn place. And you're wrong. It's nicer in our house. It is. It's nicer in our house, but I don't know if it's 300 grand. That's a lot of damn money. So I don't know. We got our stuff and basically discussed it. Kind of came up with a number I thought it makes sense, which I think we got to be almost at asking, which asking is 285. So I'm guessing we got to be at like 275, probably in that range. And even then it's going to be pushing it to get the house at that price. But I thought, well, okay, no big deal. I got back to the house. We hung out. We talked. Walked back home. Decided I was gonna go for my run. I'm like, hey, I'll get my run in. It's trying to drizzle a little bit. I'll get it done with the rain. No big deal. And headed out for a couple hours, thinking that's where I do a lot of my good thinking. If I want to figure out what offer I want to make of the house, and I came up with a number I felt secure at. I felt safe at. We were good to go. We talked about it and stuff. got the run done. Come walking back in the house for my run, and sure enough, Karen's on the phone with her father, who basically gave his car away to a thief. He went to the pharmacy, got a bunch of meds and stuff, went to the bookstore over in Daytona, shithole box at the Volusia Mall there. Walked out, couldn't remember where he parked his car. So his brain's slipping enough, can't remember where he parked. So he's walking around. Two young gentlemen, he said, teenagers walked up and said, "Hey, are you all right? Need some help?" And he said, "I can't find my car. I don't know where I parked it. I'm trying to find my car," whatever. And they said, "Hey, let me have your key fob, and I'll show you a trick and we'll help you find it." So he's like, "Okay," hands him the key fob. And I'm like, "What?" He hands them the key fob because apparently they're going to push that little button that says panic or alarm to lock, unlock. And they do that. They hear the car beeping and they just run away with his keys, jump in his car, and drive off. So he literally handed over his car fob key to two complete teenage strangers that we have never met before. Nothing. Just, "Here you go. Here's my freaking access to my car and my garage door opener to my house, and registration shows my address and all that kind of stuff on it." So he called the cops. They came out and they made it sound like they were reading him his Miranda rights when Karen's on the phone with him, to the point of they assume this is something illegal, because I would too. Like, who in the right mind gives two people you don't know your car keys? Like, that makes no sense at all. In the parking lot, makes absolutely no sense. And the cop kind of like, okay, this guy just supposedly went to the pharmacy, got 3 months worth of medication and stuff, and then basically just gives his car keys away. Like, he got, who knows, maybe the guy's selling the drugs, maybe they stole the car trying to sell a drug. The cop has to look at this as a illegal activity of him also, because who in the right mind just hands the car keys over to a stranger and doesn't even try pushing the panic button himself to find their own car? So we're like, okay, so Karen freaks out. Her dad's getting his Miranda rights read to him when she's on the phone. And I'm like, if he was arrested, he wouldn't be home right now. Like, it's not. She goes, maybe he got arrested and they just run him a ticket. I'm like, oh my God. So we're having the whole thing. So the whole thing is done. He finally he gets home. Don't have a key to the house. There was no key to the house. On these key locks, he always went through the garage remote, the garage door opener. Key fob program is wrong, because that was wrong from weeks ago when he was in the hospital. Now to be up to his cat, we told him to change it. The alarm code he doesn't know, because he uses the damn remote fob on his keychain, which again he don't have, which I knew was wrong because he gave me the code and it was wrong. So when I did get in there trying to take out the cat side, the cops show up thinking I was breaking into this guy's house because I don't have the code, and I don't have the code of the door, I don't have the code yet. It was just a giant mess. So didn't take care of either one of those two things. Those two things were very important. That's why I said we need those updated, because guess what? At some point you're going to need our help again to get you in the house or whatever the hell happens, or take care of the cats. Nope, didn't bother doing either one of those. So now he's got no car, and who knows if insurance is going to pay for it, because he gave them the keys. So who knows? It becomes conversion at that point, not really theft. So I'm not really sure where the law breaks in on that. And if they turn out to be 15 with no license, he's now created a nuisance on the fact or whatever. So hopefully we get lucky and they don't catch them, and we can assume they were, thieves, or who the hell knows. So he gets home, can't get in the house, can't figure it out, doesn't know how to get in the house. He calls the locksmith, and Karen and him talked. He's like, "Yep, gonna have the whole house rekeyed, blah, blah, whatever, make sure it's get rekeyed." Karen said rekeyed a few times. Find out they charge $194, which she thought was rekey the doors. And she goes, "So how many keys did they give you?" He goes, "He didn't give me any keys." And he goes, "What? You didn't have her keys?" She goes, "I act like he didn't know she'd said that." Like, completely just blew that part off. And I'm like, "Excuse me?" He paid $194 to have some guy put two little pieces of wire in there and turn the knob and let him in the house. Yep, that's what he paid, $192 or $194. Ridiculous. And I said, also have him climb up on a ladder and pull the plug in to the garage door opener. So guess what? You can not have them walk in, hit the button, and come in. Well, nope, they didn't do that either. They just decided to put a screwdriver or some shit in the bar. And I'm like, that's going to possibly burn out the garage door opener, where they could just so that don't matter either. I don't know if the key fob remote for the alarm also will unlock his door or not, but I asked that question. Nobody seemed to understand what I was asking, so I don't know if that works or not, because I don't know how advanced his alarm is, but he's now at home, all sad and depressed because he had his car stolen, and doesn't seem to be like the whole fact this was your fault. Like, you gave the keys to these people, but who the hell knows? So we dealt with that stress, and we had the whole thing of shit. Now, do we want to try and make a offer on a house we're going to be into this thing for like $300,000 by the time you figure deposit, closing cost stuff? Do I want that responsibility? Do I want to stay where we're at right now with cash in the bank and zero responsibilities, zero debt, and we can drop anything at any point to go help him if we need to, on the whole 9 yards? And so I think we pulled our offer back tonight, so we didn't have an offer, and we'll have to see what tomorrow brings if we want to make an offer in this house, because this house it checks every box. The yard is phenomenal. The house is extremely nice. There's a few things I want to change, like I want to update the mirror and I want to update this or that, but nothing that needs to be done. This house is 100% move-in ready, and we, like I said, we swap out the appliances because our appliances match that kitchen better, and those appliances actually match our kitchen better, so we swap them out. But that's it. Like the house is perfectly move-in ready, 2-car garage, massive yard, just yeah, giant slab in the back, like a patio, just everything. Yeah. So, but do we want that responsibility and that requirement of life, considering the fact that we don't know what's going to happen with him? So, looks like we're just going to stay here with a little bit of cash and no rental house, and figure out how long before we have to actually move him to assisted living or move him closer or move up there to help take care of him or what the hell. I don't know what we're going to do. So, we're just going to put our life on hold for a while and see what happens. So, that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.